Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to our lecturer, Sir Ibrahim Hai. So today my group and I will explain about our topic, which is sustainable development by the agency. So we start with introducing my team, which is my name is Muhammad Aziz bin Bahrin, and my teammates is Muhammad Raziq Akmal, Muhammad Haziq, and also Muhammad Sharul. So let me just start with the introduction, which is the background of the Felda. So Felda in Malay we call it as LKTP, that can be defined as Lembaga Kemajuan Tanah Persekutuan. This agency was founded in 6 July 1956. This agency was founded in order to settle the problem or the issue that had been faced by Tanah Melayu in 1950s, which is the poor citizen or poor people in Tanah Melayu. This agency was founded to focus more about agriculture section such as getah and kelapa sawit, because these two products has a high value in market, which is also have a huge demand from every country in this world. The first Felda land that have been established is in Air Lanas, Kelantan. So from this beginning at Kelantan, now as we can see in 2020, there are a lot of land of Felda in Malaysia, not only at West Malaysia but also in Sabah and Sarawak. For example, as Felda Sahabat in Sabah. So we can see the achievement that have been gained by the Felda in order to help people and also to maintain the income that they have been get from all these years from 1950s until 2020.
Alright, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to my lecturer. Alright, my name is Iqmal bin Sajarudin, so I will present about two things. First thing is respecting to human rights, and second thing is managing the nature changing. Alright, first I will present about the respecting to human rights, which is the Felda developers is want to make sure that the human right is developed. First of all, FGV is committed in adhering to human rights frameworks defined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights (UDHR) and the International Labour Organization Core Convention to ensure that working conditions are non-exploitative. Alright. Second is FGV is to make sure that all of the labour needs is given by the FGV, that is all taken care by the FGV. And the third is FGV don't hire the underage workers to make sure that they don't make any issue such as child abuse. So this respecting human rights is to make sure that all of the workers is 18 years above, and to make sure that there is just no an issue about abuse their workers and more. So the FGV also give an advantage to the workers such as the medical card and the another advantage for their workers. Present about managing the nature changing, which is there is many things about to control the nature changing. First of all, about the chemical control in the FGV. So the chemical that FGV use is that there is all registered and approved by the regulatory bodies, which is the chemical use, the chemical register that is also approved by the regulatory bodies. Right. The chemical control is to ensure that the chemical is not affected to the nature, such as land, water, and air pollution. That is, they want to preserve that the nature. They don't want to the nature pollution such as water pollution can make all the aqua living will be more disease, and the land pollution such as the land is not good to plants and the land is damaged, and the water pollution and air pollution. Air pollution is about they don't want all the fresh air out there is affected by the chemicals, so they take all the good chemical and approve that can use can use in their plantation. Alright. The chemical control is to make sure that the chemical is following to the specification. So this example is explain about all of the chemical is have their own specs, which is they have to follow the specs that have been given by the government, which is that the chemical is can use and cannot use. Next is to make sure that the chemical issue is no effect to the animals, which is we in Malaysia we also preserve about the animals, and the chemical have no the FGV to make have make sure that the chemical is no effect to the animals. Right. Next is pest control, which is integrated pest management. Is an approach to managing pests in a way that inflicts minimal risk to the flora and fauna. Next is to ensure that all the plants is not damaged by the insects. Next is to make sure that the quality of their plants, such as palm oil, is the most of the plants that FGV developed for their plantation industry. So that they don't want the quality of the palm oil is dropped and being under the low quality of palm oil, so they have to make sure that they have to control the pest control. Right, next is this pest control also want to ensure that the chemical that used is safe to the nature. Right, that's all. So I will pass to my another presenter.
So my name is Mohd Ibrahim Hai, Akmal, and today I will explain about the waste and water management. So I will explain it separately. So first of all, the waste management is about the arrangement of things that are related to the waste things. In other words, it explains about how the waste management is practiced by Felda Global Ventures, which is FGV, which are involving several matters such as plantation, dump waste, types of waste, and many more. So in waste management, the employees are encouraged to identify and separate waste that can be reused or recycled in an environmentally and socially responsible manner. This is part of the group's encouragement of a zero waste management policy to reduce our overall carbon footprint. So next, FGV also succeed to provide the practice of the triple rinsing method, which the function of this method is to properly clean the agrochemical receptacles prior to sending them for recycling. In addition, FGV has 235 facilities that offer a pesticide container recycling programs. These programs is endorsed by the Department of Environment and the Pesticide Board. This programs is about to keep and create the safer situation after the involvement of chemical things in the activities. So, lastly, FGV also established 6 compost plants using empty fruit branch, which is EFB, to better utilize the byproducts of the milling process and produce high quality compost. EFB is suitable for conversion into renewable fuel feedstock. So, for water management is how the FGV controls the water in performing and controlling their programs and activities. It involves matters such as the amount of water to put in plantation sector, the quality of water used in plantation, and many more. So, there are 2 types of water management, which are the first one is water consumption and the second one is water quality. So, in water consumption more contribute to the plantations such as oil palms. So, oil palms require a substantial amount of water for the good growth and high yield. In other words, the oil palms will face difficulties to grow more healthily, to produce more productivity of oil palms when the amount of water do not meet the requirement of water needed in growing the oil palms. Next, the substantial amount of water for oil palms also helping in processing fresh fruit bunches, which is FFB, towards the oil palms plants. So, in water quality, FGV has monitored the impact on water system closely and have identified a total of 135 significant rivers system within their operation. So that's it, thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. My name is Raziq and I will present about the environment stewardship. FGV is committed to enforcing our no deforestation, pit and exploitation (NDPE) commitments throughout all our plantation. In early 2017, in response to an allegation in the media about an incursion by FGV into a pit forest in West Kalimantan, Indonesia, an independent assessor was brought in to undertake a verification assessment. The following is a description of the background of these events, our findings, and the action we have taken to uphold our NDPE commitments. In April 2017, Chain Reaction Research (CRR), in cooperation with Aid Environment, published report accusing FGV's operation in PT Temilia Agro Abadi (PT TAA) of deforestation of natural peat forest clearance of high conservation value or HCV areas. The second point is FGV hired a third-party assessor to check the validity of CRR claim following the issuance of CRR first report. The third-party assessor found that natural forest deforestation at the PTTAA plantation had not occurred by FGV. In reality, natural forests were completely destroyed by major forest fires in the 1980 and 1997, prior to the acquisition of PTTAA land. The third point is, it was likewise checked that the support zone on the east side of PTTAA concession had not been harmed by land clearing. In that capacity, there was no infringement by FGV into the distant HGV areas. In addition, there were additionally no recent offence identified with peat woodland freedom by PTTAA or PTCMP as affirmed. The last point is the following finding of the third-party verification and feedback from our stakeholder. The following action were taken to add clarity to the matter both for our stakeholders and our operating units. Enhancements of the GSP to strengthen the following elements. FGV's pledge to no deforestation, no conversion of HCV areas, no new planting on peatland immaterial of such and depth, and no development of areas classified as having high carbon stock (HSC) is extended to all areas irrespective of when the lands were acquired or owned by the group. Thank you.
So now I will explain about our next point, which is upholding workers' rights. So let me just start with the staff. What is staff? As we can see, staff is one of the most important or the biggest element for any organization in this world, and it is very important to maintain their right and also to make sure that their right is not being abused by any unresponsible agency or group or people. The effort that makes by Felda in order to uphold the workers' right is, the first one is fair wages. As we can see, the wages is very important for the employee because that is what they have done, so they deserve to get the money. So if the wages is too low for the staff, this will lead the staff to jump to another company, which is not good for the agency, and it is also not good for to sustain the agency. So the Felda has took a step forward, which is they have followed the minimum wages order 2016, where the minimum wages for all the employees in Malaysia who work in Malaysia is RM 1,000 ringgit at minimum wages. So by following this order, this will maintain the staff at the agency, and also at the same time we sustain the agency for a very long term, and also we sustain the employee at the agency. So the next is housing benefits. As we know that house is very important to all people around this world. This is very important because house is the place that we can sleep, we can have a rest, because the house is very important. So Felda has took this issue or this problem very seriously, and they have provided house for the employees who need it. For example, most of the factory or the palm oil farm, they are not located in urban place. They are located in non-urban place, which is far away from any house, it is hard for the employee to stay and safe from any threat at the farm. So the Felda has built a house for them so they can rest and sleep well without any distraction from any animals or anything. So this will make sure the health, the safety of the employee will always be take care, and also to maintain their safety and sustain. So the next is medical benefits. Medical benefits is very important because it related to our health, to employees' health. So if the employee is unhealthy, they cannot deliver their tasks, they cannot go to work. So this will give a negative effect to the agency and also to the employee. So Felda has took this issue and been taken seriously, where they provide a lot of medical benefits to all the employees. For example, for the Malaysian, who work for Felda, they will be provided by, they will be covered by SOCSO, which is the insurance. If there is anything happens to the employee while delivering their task, the SOCSO will cover their insurance, including their medical bill and also anything. For non-Malaysian workers, if they are facing any health issue, they will be delivered to the nearest clinic or hospital, and all the bills, medical bills, will be covered by the agency, which is very important to make sure that all the employees is healthy and can deliver their tasks completely. So by introducing these medical benefits to all the employees in Felda, this will sustain the employee and also to sustain their health and their safety to all, not only for the person who have been sick, but also to all to the other employees in the agency. So that is all for from my part. We continue to the next part. Thank you.
So for the conclusion is all of the efforts did by the FGV is intense to cap the sustainability development with the programs implemented by them. The sustainable development is a must to ensure all the aspects such as social, economic and environment is managed and utilized properly and correctly. So we hope that more big and well-known companies and also for the government agencies can normally and responsibly practice sustainable development. So that's it. Thank you.